Hello everyone, it's Mr.Po. I hope you are doing well. So today I decided that it's a good time for another vlog slash update, call it whatever you want. So there have been some changes in my aquarium, so let's get down to it and see what changed and how it's evolving and everything. Basically these days, Tuesdays are my maintenance days. I don't know why it used to be Monday, but you know Monday is always a difficult day because start of new week, etc. So I decided that it would be better if I do maintenance sessions maybe at a little bit more laid back day like Tuesday. So Tuesday is yesterday, at the time of the recording of this vlog. So you know, this is the reason why these aquariums, these two 5-gallon aquariums look a little bit neat probably right now. So let's just right now see what happens. So fish wise, everything is the same. Shrimp wise, well, I have to tell you something. Recently, maybe like 1 month ago or something, there was a little disaster in this aquarium, and disaster was because I fed shrimp with some cucumbers, and I was so tired that day that I completely forgot to remove them. And you know what cucumbers do for a long period of time in water. They dissolve and water becomes just super cloudy. It was a disaster. In the morning I changed immediately like 80% of water, did this emergency water change, and I found some shrimp dead, unfortunately. So the reason why it happened, in my opinion, is maybe, I'm not sure about it, maybe there was something on the cucumber surface, maybe some chemical of some sort, I don't know, I'm not sure yet. Or maybe they they provoked this ammonia spike or something. But basically, when it's about wedges can stay up in water like for 12 hours, but in my case it was even less than 12 hours, probably like maybe 8. But still they made a lot of mess. I put a power filter. I think I already posted about that. So they cleaned up the water, everything. So these remedies measures that I took, but it was really disastrous. And the fact that I also had some shrimp here just dead, probably like 4 or 5 in total, and all the adults, I think that maybe 2 only made it. Others were babies, they survived, and right now we have so many because they multiply quickly. They used to be like 20, now it's probably more than 40. I don't know even how many, but there are a lot of babies. And I have one shrimp again buried, so she will give birth to a new batch of babies. So that's what is happening shrimp wise. Well, and I also have a new plant. This is Cryptocorini. I am not sure what this species is. It looks a little bit scraggly because it has been in such conditions, like, you know, like not like that, not in the gravel, to be honest. So I planted it probably the last week. It doesn't look very well right now, but I think that as soon as it starts growing a little bit more, it will straighten out and it will look much better. And for this place, I mean, like, it's not the foreground, it's like a mid-ground. It's a good mid-ground plant. It doesn't become giant like some Cryptocorini species, and it will stay neat and look relatively nice. And I also replanted all these Vallisneria shoots. They started to take over this corner. It didn't look very well, so I put them back. So now they are growing like this. It looks almost like a crown or something right now. And I also trimmed the Guppy Grass heavily and planted it in another project that I will show you right now. So in Hygrophila siamensis, you know, the good thing about this plant is at first stages of its growth, it struggles to, accumulate enough probably nutrients or something, so it doesn't grow. But as soon as your substrate gains it, as soon as your nitrate levels are okay for the plant growth and you have more or less balance, it just spreads out, and that's what is happening. Maybe I will soon trim it and replant this stem, or maybe replant it somewhere else. I'm not sure yet. And the hornwort is also growing. I trimmed it already several times. You know this plant, it is just like almost invasive or something. So, and I replaced the stone a little bit like that, and didn't replace, I just repositioned it, if you will. So it looks a little bit more authentic in my opinion, because these were almost identical. So now it looks better. Nothing fancy about this cape here, the hardscape. It barely just takes the half of the tank, so I'm relying on plants to make at least just some impact in this aquarium. And a lot of duckweed, as you can see, guys. You know, I removed it, and it just grows all the time. You know, I don't necessarily remove it. Usually when I do water changes, I scoop out something by just, you know, the aquarium, you know, vacuum cleaner, or just, you know, by removing something like these leaves. You know, by the way, there are some, you know, dead leaves that I have to remove right now, because they kind of, you know, provoke some bad things in water because they rot. I don't know why, but some leaves of Vallisneria, they died off, but a lot of new leaves are growing anyway. So, you know, this plant is very easy, and you know, you just need to wait for it to start growing a little bit more. So, okay, duckweed, that's it. For now, I mean. And by the way, I put some details in the foreground here. I did it in another tank, I will show you. And I decided, okay, let's do this in this aquarium as well. This look, I think it looks okay. I mean, in comparison with this light gravel, these black stones, this coarse gravel, if you will, it looks a little bit like, you know, okay. I mean, it's not this just like fancy or something, but I think it adds a little bit more to the aquarium overall. So an overall impression, I think it's a little bit maybe more interesting, I don't know. Well, as for this one, you see this big boy here, this is actually this plant. So it grew out all the way up to the surface, and I just trimmed it and I planted it here. So I was actually thinking to plant it in this part, but the problem is, you know, when I set up this aquarium, I used this gravel, and I will show you right now what it is. This is a very coarse gravel and not so much of it. And in the background there is the same gravel as this one, and this part I added some more for my Ludwigia plant. Let me show you. Yeah, and this layer is a little bit thicker, it's better for planting, and it accumulates, you know, fish waste, which serves as, you know, nutrients, etc, etc. So, and that's why I decided not to plant this hygrophila in the background. And I think it wouldn't look very good here. In here it looks a little bit better. Maybe it spoils the view, I mean, in terms of that it's not a triangular composition anymore. But I don't know, I mean, like, if it stays like this here, and if it grows, I'm okay with that. I mean, it has become giant. Take a look, guys. Yeah, you know, the problem with this plant is sometimes it becomes very giant, like, you know, enormous. And you know, but I'm okay with it. I mean, like, it adds some volume to the aquarium, so, you know. And by the way, this Ludwigia shoots stems, they are reaching the surface already, so maybe I will cut them next time and replant them in the same tank, probably here, you know, in the background. So you see some leaves are rotting because they do not get enough light, so maybe I will cut them all during the next maintenance session. And in this maintenance session I also removed this stone and just cleaned it from the hair algae. And there is a lot of hair algae on this filter, you can see here. Well, it started to occupy too much space. I mean, like, I was okay with that. I mean, as long as it doesn't disturb other plants. But it started to be a little bit invasive, so I cleaned it a little bit, like, you know. But this one, I struggled with it. I actually need to remove the filter from aquarium, clean it up, and then put it back. It will be better. But to be honest, I was too lazy that time, I mean yesterday, so I didn't do it. And I noticed that some of those bits are eaten by shrimp, so maybe I left it, you know, like as an extra food for shrimpies, because I've noticed that they sometimes munch on smaller, weaker, you know, more like, you know, softer, you know, the parts of it. So this is the reason why I left it. So I don't know, maybe I will keep it like that, but not likely. I'm not sure of it. So, well, the stones, I actually don't like the fact that they are different. You see, these two ones are white and this one is darker. And initially it was lighter, but not as light as these ones. So I have a plan. I have some stones left in my basement, so I need to replace this one. But I don't know. I mean, like, on the other hand, it looks nice. I mean, it comprises kind of composition or something, I don't know. And by the way, guys, I removed the female from this aquarium to another project I will show you. And I introduced this guy, a smaller guppy, snakeskin guppy, like these two ones. So these are actually his fathers, and they swim together right now. And this guy, by the way, this guppy, it has probably dropsy or something. You see the bloated belly? So I actually put it on fasting for some time, but you know, it was a little bit difficult to observe, because you know the fish doesn't eat, it stays alone in isolation. So I put it back, but he is active, he is eating moderately, and I haven't seen that he, like, you know, shows any kind of, you know, like signs that he is weak or, you know, something like that. You know, he is very active. So maybe it's just overeating probably. I don't know. Maybe I will introduce him to another space, another aquarium, or not an aquarium, but a project that I will right now show you guys. I'm just talking about it like how many times? 3 times already. So, and you will, you know, surely understand what I'm talking about. And here, in there, I can actually fast him for some time. And this diet, it will, you know, put him back to norm. I mean, he looks a little bit better than before, because, you know, for the last 2 weeks, he was, like, you know, his belly was like very big. It's right now a little bit less than before, so I'm happy about it. Maybe he will be back to norm even without these measures, but I'm not sure. Maybe I need to try it anyway. I mean, like, you know, I really like this guy. He has been with me for almost like 1.5 years probably, and you know, all of them, I mean, like, except for this juvenile and other juveniles. So, and he has a lot of personality and very mild character, so I like him. Well, I mean, compared to other guppies are a little bit crazy, you know, and he is a little bit more laid back probably. I don't know why. Maybe it depends on the breed, or like, I don't know, maybe personal characteristics, personal temper or anything. And as you can see, there is some fry. You see 1, 2, and smaller. So again, we have fry, and that's why I removed the female, so I could actually stop this fry, I don't know, like factory or something, you know, happening. And finally, let's come to this one. So a lot of changes. First of all, I put back this driftwood. It took me a lot of struggle to let it sink, because it didn't sink. I kept it in a container with water for some time with weight. They floated. Then I had to boil these guys, and then they sank. And I introduced them in this aquarium. They stayed more or less on the surface. Not on the surface, on the bottom, right? So you don't want them on the surface, right? So, and right now they are completely, I think, like full of water, and they do not float, for which I'm very happy. Well, Matilda, she was a little bit aggressive for the past several days. I don't know what happened, but it was just a temporary thing. Right now she is very friendly, active, curious, you know. She doesn't eat a lot these days because she doesn't like the food actually, though I try to feed her different things, but she doesn't like it. Maybe I should try live brine shrimp, because I have some eggs and I can actually hatch them and it will be good for everybody. Nutritious food, full of, you know, good things, etc. And guys, I have some not very funny news. One guppy, you know, this snakeskin guppy, it passed away. I don't know the reason what happened. It lost its fins. Maybe it was a fin rot, some kind of, you know, probably fungal disease or something. And you know what happened? It happened so, like, you know, like, I haven't even noticed when it happened. In the morning I found out that this guy was just, you know, so it didn't look really well, and you know, that's what happened. And what I did a treatment of the tank. I put some antibiotic. It was erythromycin. That's what I do always when I see some fungal diseases or signs of fungal diseases. So for probably 2 rounds of erythromycin, and I noticed that fish, they felt a little bit better than before. So maybe there was some fungal outbreak. I don't know, it may happen all the time, especially when you know, maybe there is some food leftovers that cause some fungal, you know, reproduction, or you know, like multiplying of these fungal things. Maybe the water quality wasn't that good. And you see a lot of details. These stones, I like them very much. The local pet store actually sold it to me. Black ones and white ones, some other tones. They complement the overall structure a little bit better, I think, than just you know, pure one kind of, you know, fraction sand or gravel, if you will. So this aquarium right now looks even more like a biotop style or something. And I actually was inspired by the project that Ty Streetman and George Farmer were working on recently. And that's why I put this background, which looks like a blackwater background. And this, you know, driftwood and these stones, you know, like typical jungle / biotop style aquarium. And Ludwigia doesn't look very well, but it grows a little bit more than before, you see. And other plants, they are all just scattered around, like Guppy Grass, like Hornwort, growing, you know, helping me to filter the water, etc., etc. So, you know, I am not even trying to put them in certain places or anchor them. I just let them grow wherever they want. But Guppy Grass grows a little bit more organized like this. Right now the filter flow prevents it, probably, you know, from taking this part of an aquarium. But usually when I switch off the filter, it stays here. So nice look, different textures, you know, nothing special, nothing fancy, but I'm really enjoying it right now. And by the way, guys, one neon tetra, the oldest one, who has been like 3 years probably, or maybe 2.5 years, he passed away in the morning, like maybe a week ago. And I noticed this. I removed him immediately because, you know, it's not a good idea if the fish is dead and stays for a long time. So I think that it was because of natural causes, because he was eating, he was rather active, maybe a little bit less active than before, but I haven't noticed any signs of any kind of disease or ailment, or that he was under the weather. There was nothing like that. So probably it is just natural cause, you know. So we have only 4 neon tetras here. They are younger, you know, but they stay active. They are really colorful. So, you know, and guppies, crazy fish a little bit, I think. And by the way, guys, wanted to tell you, recently I have purchased 2 what was it, Palmeri Tetras. I always forget the name. I like this fish so much, but unfortunately they passed away because of this infamous disease that everybody knows. It was I even forgot the name of this. Yes, right. You know, I even forgot this because it's a little bit difficult to remember that, and really upsetting. So I tried to treat them. They were in quarantine because I suspected that something like that can happen. And you know, I added some medicine that I always use for treating ick, and it was really effective. Like, ick goes away in 3 or 4 days completely. But this time I don't know what happened, but you see, in the morning I woke up and they were just, just the ick was everywhere. And I did water changes in this quarantine box. I treated this with this medicine several times. It didn't help. It didn't work because maybe they were infected too much, So upsetting news, and I don't think that I will, have any new fish again soon. I mean, like, I have a lot of guppy fries, my oven that I raised, so that's why I'll stick to this. I mean, like, I'm enjoying it, so that's the plan for now. So well, and right now let's just come to the last point of this vlog update. You remember that the last time I had some plans to, make kinda, place, or kinda, I don't know, like an aquarium or something, maybe pond project for my juvenile guppies, because they occupied my tanks and it was by a lot heavy, probably overstocked. So I introduced them to a new setup, and I will show it to you right now. So here it is, guys. You see, this is the container. It is plastic, it is acrylic, so you see the light. Well, let me just show you what we have in here. So I had the old light, I had this kind of 2 filters. I made one. There are some plants, including like what is it? It is Riccia, we have Hornwort, we have Guppy Grass here, the feeder, and these guppies, these juvenile guys are here. They are waiting for food. I'm going to feed them soon. You see, I usually feed fish in the evening. It's not a very good idea in my opinion, but sometimes in the evening, sometimes in the morning. So today it's evening. Well, this is probably like 35 liters or 40 liters. No, I think 35. So, and that's where they are staying here right now. I had a smaller box, but there was ammonia spike in here because it was just not enough space for the fish, and because there was 17 guppies. So I made this. I just went to the market. I didn't know what to take, but I think that this would be okay for now. I mean, I do not have a lot of space in my flat, in my apartment, but this looks nice. I mean, it's next to the bathroom actually, but there is a lid, so nothing poisonous in terms of chemicals or anything goes into the water. And I made this filter, so it's a combination of a power head and the sponge filter, so the water flow always goes through the sponge and it cleans the water. It helps to filter it, so I think that there is a nice amount of beneficial bacteria, etc. So it runs all the time, also oxygenates the water, and a nice light as well. So nothing fancy. I wanted to design it a little bit differently, but I didn't have enough probably ideas how to do it. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I will put some artificial plants that are looking nicely, I mean naturally, in here, just to make it a little bit more cohesive, because right now it looks just like a pond or something with plants just scattered all over. Actually, these plants are anchored by a special tape I made, and there are holes in it, so you punch the holes, and I just put them in these holes and weight with these kind of stones, the same detail stones, gravel, that I used in other setups. So the same stones, the same plants, most of them are cuttings from another aquariums, but I bought Riccia separately. I wanted to attach it to a stone, but I didn't have a good stone for that purpose, unfortunately. So well, anyway, so guppies, they are active, they are swimming, they are eating a lot. And by the way, there are already babies in this aquarium, babies from some females that are here. They are hiding somewhere. Actually, I saw right now. Yeah, you see? Yeah, this one, little guy. Yeah, he is swimming. I don't know, guys, if you have seen him, but it was definitely a fry. So well, try new batch of guppies. Oh my goodness, always a circle of new babies. Well, that's the life with life bearers, I guess. So, well, the pond project right now it stays like this. It doesn't look very appealing in my opinion, doesn't look very attractive, but as soon as the fish are okay, active and eat and swim and have enough room, I think that this will be okay. I mean, for me, in terms of aesthetic approach, I mean, like, maybe I will change it a little bit, but I need to think about what I can actually do for such type of a project. Well guys, that's the vlog update for today. Thank you for watching. It was a little bit long, but again, I wanted to go into all the details, etc, etc. So if you consider fish keeping, maybe it's a good idea. It gives you a lot. It gives you a lot of positivity, impressions, and also like kind of closeness to the nature. Probably you learn a lot about the nature, about how it works, etc, etc. It is just pleasing to observe and take care of. So thank you very much once again. Stay safe and see you next time then. Good luck and take care.